Unchained TV live with an unfolding situation. We have a crisis, and we are right now bringing you live coverage of one of the rescued pigs. Terry, I have to say, we do not want to mention names. We are simply saying in the San Diego area, you got a call yesterday. There is one of the many pigs. Can you tell us, without naming names, we know that somebody reached out to you for help. And that's the main thing. We want to help. We don't want to castigate anybody, but what is the situation?
Situation is that a Good Samaritan reached out, asked for help, and explained that there was a number of pigs in a small area. They weren't being fed enough. The individual who basically owns them has a mental issue, and the family has taken control, but does not obviously want her to be prosecuted. They are willing to let all of the animals go. I just got that word 2 minutes ago, and we're going to get them out this afternoon, all the rest of them.
Okay. And certainly we cannot confirm any of this. This is word of mouth in terms of anybody's mental state or anything. We just know a Good Samaritan called. There's a crisis. Yes. They want to get these animals out, and take a look at this animal. Now, does this animal, to you, Terry Crutchfield of Saving Animals and Healing Hearts, and you're an expert, did these animals look underweight? Was that a situation?
Yes, the animals are starving. There's no two ways about it. There were, can you see? I don't know if you can see that she has, her ribs are showing right here. She has bony hips. You can see her shoulders showing. This baby is probably about 6 months old, if that. And if you look lower, you'll see that she has a belly. This baby is pregnant, and she is probably not more than 30 or 40 pounds herself.
Wow. Now I want to bring in Simone Reyes, who is an animal rescuer here in Los Angeles, who was also on our reality show, Pig Little Lies, which is Unchained TV's first reality show ever starring a family of pigs. But you are, in all seriousness, because that was a serious show, a pig rescuer. Just tell us what you're doing to try to find homes and how hard it is to find homes for these animals.
You know, what is both beautiful and frustrating is that when we come across a situation like this, which is a dire need, or when an animal is red listed at the shelter, everybody is just imploring us as our small community of rescuers here to get them out. You have to get them out. You have to save them. You can't let them die. You can't let them die, right? That's what we get every day. We feel the same way. That's why we're in this, right? That's why we're volunteering. The problem is that just getting the pull out of a bad situation, which is what this is, or out of a shelter, that takes so much money, time, dedication, medical bills, lifelong food, lifelong medical care. People don't tend to understand that. So it's not just, okay, that's great. Like Terry just said, we are going to get all these animals out today. That is fantastic, but that is only step one. Where do we bring them? What do we do with them? How do we feed them? How do we get them fixed? How do we pay for them in 10 years from now? That is the issue that people don't really realize, and it needs to be brought to the forefront, because we can't do any rescuing without having support of the community. And sometimes that's somebody saying, listen, I have a backyard and I can make it secure for an animal, and I can keep that animal until you can help us find a home. Or, hey, I'm at a local, feed store. Let me call the feed store closest to this location and send food. Let me send you money. These are the things that we need, because even getting transportation alone can drain us of all the funds that we raise online.
We have a video that I compiled from people, including Simone and Terry, who sent in videos and photos. It's a very short one. Check it out. This is the situation. Terry, I know when you first heard about this, you were crying. Why is this so emotional for you?
Sorry, I'm crying again. um, to actually have to see babies that are drowned, infant, tiny babies, and older babies that are squishing a fence, and these babies, I was speaking, which, come here, baby. She's trying to find a way out. Mamas, come here. Mamas, throwing cookies to her. It's horrendous that what you have to see and go through and hold your emotions and not get upset at the people because you don't want them to shut you out. You want to be on the good side. You want to get them out and safe. I can't to walk away from those babies that were trying to follow us. It just tears my heart out.
Now, people can help you by donating to Saving Animals and Healing Hearts. I want to make sure I have it right. It's SAHH4, number 4, life.org. And I'm going to post it right now. Is that correct?
That is correct. This is an inbreeding situation, and it causes a lot of physical issues with these babies. So we're going to have some serious medical bills. But it is what it is. We got to take care of them.
Wow. Let me ask you this. People are really emotionally affected by this. Susan Fabricant says, so unfair, such lovely pigs. When you saw that image of all of them with the spots, does that indicate the possibility of inbreeding? And I'm going to put up that video, that shot that indicates that. When you see them all there, you can kind of see some ribs poking out there. Does that indicate that they might be having an inbreeding problem, and what does that create?
Well, yeah, you can see that they all look the same. We have a heck of a time finding the nursing mom because they all look alike. And that causes a lot of things. It causes tumors. It causes a lot of the boys have prolapsed penises, which to fix that, they have to create a new urethra, and all kinds of things are crazy kinds of surgeries. And they're walking around with them hanging on the ground, getting in the dirt, and it kills you. But yeah, and they make for quote unquote smaller pigs. Well, that's because they've got serious issues. That little baby right there on the photo right now is the one that we took last night because she was so bad.
And what are you going to do with these animals?
We are praying that we're going to have people step up that will be willing to adopt them. The ones that are pregnant, we do have tiny babies pregnant, and it's not safe for them to have those babies. We have to do whatever we can to save their lives. And that's what we're doing. We don't have a head count yet of how many are pregnant. That's what will be coming up next. That's what I'm doing all afternoon is I'm going to get the rest of these babies out.
And what about the other animals? There's different kinds of, you can see that pig there, it's very clear, the overhead shot, how thin that pig is.
Yeah.
But what about some of the other animals? I'm looking at sheep, I believe. There's a goat as well. What's going to happen with those animals?
Those are part of the deal. All or nothing.
Okay, so we're going to try to get them out. Simone, you deal with this on a daily basis. I want you to know I never ask people to do something I don't do myself. So I did donate $250 to Saving Animals and Healing Hearts through PayPal, which is basically at SAHH number 4 life, Saving Animals and Healing Hearts for life, or you can just go to Saving Animals and Healing Hearts website, which is SAHH4life. It's right there on your screen.org, SAHH4life.org, and donate. Because if everybody watching donated a little bit, that would also solve the problem and at least mitigate the problem. Now, somebody wants to know, can these pigs be neutered?
Yes.
Tell me about that, if you would, Terry.
We will be neutering and spaying all of them, yes. The boys that have the prolapsed penis, they'll be neutered, but hopefully do the resection and moving all of that. I don't even know if we have surgeons here in San Diego that can do that. We may have to take them up to either Shiloh or UC Davis.
So, this is something we're dealing with on a daily basis. As I mentioned, our network's Pig Little Lies TV show was a TV series that's streaming now on Unchained TV that documents that there are scam artists out there selling infant pigs as micro pigs. And people get them and then they get too big. And all of a sudden they thought the pig was going to be this big and the pig is more than 100 pounds. They dump them at the shelter. That's exactly what happened to the pigs we and Simone rescued from that were part of our reality show. So the shelters are overwhelmed. And this is happening like more and more. So Simone, it's almost like it's just overwhelming. I mean, every day you're dealing with another situation.
I know it was such a shame because we had pulled a pig out of a high kill shelter. He was red listed. He was literally about to die. And I actually changed the heading on my Instagram of air traffic controller for animal rescue because I was on the phone from 8 o'clock in the morning until he was loaded up, just trying to get the moving parts together to get him out with Terry and with we have a thread on Facebook where all the rescuers get together and we brainstorm and we try to help each other. But at the end of the day, we are trying to pull them out with a bucket that has a giant hole in it, right? And the giant hole is created by the breeders, by the misinformation about micro pigs, about the lack of education. The fact is that so many people that take animals and buy them thinking that they're micro pigs aren't even zoned legally to have them. So certainly when they get of age and they start to go outside and they start to make noise and they start to get rambunctious because they are not neutered, then your neighbors are alerted and then you have a problem with the city. So, a lot of people just need to be educated. Number one, do not buy a pig ever. And if you're going to adopt
an animal,
or of course, any animal,
unless it's a crisis situation where there have been some exceptions, but a general rule is don't go around buying animals.
Right. I'm not talking about it. Right. Obviously, I'm not talking about if you need to save an animal's life and it's something like that. I'm talking about, buying an animal to have like a cute, animal in your life. Every animal that you want is at the shelter, every single animal, or in private rescues that are, breed specific. So that's number one. Number two is you really have to educate yourself. As much as pigs are like dogs, and they're actually smarter than dogs and smarter than toddlers, they are not dogs. So they need to have their outdoor space to root and they need their outdoor space to have, their mud baths and all of that stuff. They are not dogs and they will grow. No matter what kind of pig you are sold, they will grow. So the answer is to educate yourself. Don't go to a breeder, always go to a shelter and make sure that you have the setup necessary for a pig that's going to get really, really heavy and not, an animal that's easy to evacuate in a fire or to get to a vet appointment. You have to be able to be set up for those emergencies.
All right. We are talking with Simone Reyes, who is the star of Pig Little Lies on Unchained TV and an animal rescuer, as well as Terry Crutchfield, who is a well-known pig expert in Southern California and was also on Pig Little Lies and also was featured in another Netflix show involving a pig. So you're back. Terry, people obviously can help by donating, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So they go to your website, which is, and we've had it up there before. We'll put it back up. The comment section, we've got it right here. And people were just being overwhelmed with people just really, really, really sad about this. But here it is. It's sahh4life.org, sahh4life.org. Again, I try never to ask people to do something that I don't do. I did donate personally $250. I know that's a pittance, but every little bit helps. If everybody watching just donates what they can, then they can get the hay, the feed, the medical care, and also the transportation is a big issue. Can you go into a little bit, Terry, what is involved here? Because people seem to think, oh, you get them out of the situation. They're in somebody's, like your sanctuary. You have a sanctuary in the San Diego area, but you can only comfortably handle so many animals. That's one of the reasons these problems happen, is that people take on too many animals out of the goodness of their heart, right? Oh, I can't let that one die. I can't let that one. And then all of a sudden they're overwhelmed and it becomes a crisis.
Yeah.
Terry.
Yes, very true. People can help by just, I mean, not only donations, if they don't want to donate money, go Tractor Supply carries the feed that we use. Our vets will take money there. We have so far to go on these. If we have a couple of sanctuaries who has offered to help, which is fantastic. If we can get them to those sanctuaries so that this isn't all sitting on one burden, that'd be very helpful. And it's going to be expensive, but we've said we're going to say, we're not going to let anything happen to them.
And you saw them, you got the call, you rushed to the rescue. What was your emotional reaction at the very first moment when you saw the situation?
Honestly, we did a hoarding case a few years ago that was horrid, and I just had flashbacks from that. And the people that were there yesterday nobody would go in the pen. And there's so many pigs in a small little place, and usually when they're not socialized like these guys, they can be pretty bitey. I said, just let me go in. So they weren't bitey; they're just scared, and just holding back my emotions because you don't want to show that to the people who are trying to help get them out of there. And it's just you got to hold your cards right till you can get them out, and that's the hardest thing in the world. Those emotions let down as soon as I think about it, as soon as I'm here talking about it. I'm a wreck, and it's just, you can't unsee some of those things ever.
Well, you're my hero, Simone. You're my hero. It takes a village. There are people all over Simone and Terry's network of animal rescuers, which I'm privileged to be included in. Not that I can do the heavy lifting, but we all do our part, whether we spread the word, whether we do a video about it. We are doing our best to get the word out. Share this video out. Share, and donate.
Please.
That's what people can do. And it just takes a minute. If you want to go to the website, you can do that, or you can go to PayPal, which is what I did, and just do SAHH for life at SAHH number 4 life. And that's Saving Animals and Healing Hearts. It'll come up. So thank you so much, both of you. And let's hope these beautiful animals, well, you're going to get them out. That is, but we just got to make sure that then, hay doesn't fall from the sky. And it's really expensive right now. It is super, super expensive due to inflation. This is a harder situation than it ever has been. I will leave you with an emotional video of, you're looking at a live picture of one of the pigs, one of the
Can you see how close she's getting?
Yes.
She was so terrified.
Mention one thing, a huge hero who's no longer with us is River Phoenix. He was one of the first celebrities that I ever heard of when I first joined the movement. And it was in the 90s that he said, "Run to the rescue with love and peace will follow."
There is one of the rescued pigs. You are looking at her live. You can see how thin she is. That is a very, very thin pig. But now she is in good hands with Terry Crutchfield, nationally recognized pig expert, who runs her own sanctuary, Saving Animals and Healing Hearts. Please help out. They desperately need money for food, for veterinary care, for transportation to the forever homes that hopefully all these animals will go to. But this is a massive case. We've been involved with even 1 or 2 pig rescues, rescuing 1 or 2, and it's overwhelming because each pig is an individual with his own or her own temperament and wants and fears, just like people. And so now when you talk about 27 pigs and a bunch of sheep and goats, you're talking about a major crisis. And so if we all get together, I can't think of any better way to spend your money than to know in your heart that these animals are alive because of what you did. Jane Velez Mitchell for Unchained TV. Please check out our streaming network where you can see both Terry and Simone and many pigs who were rescued on our reality show, Pig Little Eyes, which has a serious message that there is no such thing as a teacup or a mini or a micro pig. And this is part of the problem, is that these animals are being bred left and right, and it's out of control because of that teacup pig craze, which is really a scam. There is no such thing as a teacup pig. All right. Thank you. I'm going to leave you now with
Thank you.
a little bit of, well, the situation put to music. Thank you both.